Welcome back to Lowbrow Fishing, and we just got out here on the lake. We haven't even got a line wet yet, and already I noticed the conditions are completely different than how they've been the past couple of weeks. The temperature is much cooler. It's about 15 degrees cooler than the last time I was out here. That means that the water temperature has probably dropped some. The wind is out of a completely different direction, which is going to change that current and going to affect how those bass are setting up. Remember, preparation is key. I've done my homework. I know what the weather report is. I know what the wind direction is supposed to be, so let's hope that's accurate. But I also know this lake, and I know when the bass change, the places that they like to go, the different types of areas that they target. Not necessarily spots, but they are looking for certain things that make them feel more comfortable, and I know where a lot of that is. So while I'm not going to be looking for spots per se, I will be looking for areas that the bass can relate to. Places that have a little bit steeper banks, places that have some cover and some structure nearby that they can use as an ambush point. They're probably going to be a bit more lethargic today. I hope that's not the case, but even still, we're going to go after them with the usual cast of characters. We're going to be using wacky rigs, Waco rigs, probably a Texas rig, maybe weighted, maybe weightless, and we're definitely going to be throwing some jerkbaits and some swim baits in there just to see how active they are. So let's get out here on the water. Let's go ahead and pick this place apart, because I'm telling you, once I find those bass, which it's not going to take me long, that's when I'm going to start to put the pieces of the puzzle really together to find out just exactly how I can get those finicky bass to bite. So let's get at it. There we go. That's not bad. Oh. Hey, I just wanted to interrupt the video for a few seconds to let you know about my brand new merch store. If you haven't yet, check it out. The link is in the description below, as well as that little bar across the bottom of the video that shows the things that I have in my store. I've got shirts, I've got hats, I've got hoodies, and I'm going to be adding more all the time. It's a great place to get some cool swag, especially with the holiday season right around the corner. And it's an amazing way to support the channel. So check it out. I would really appreciate it. And now, back to the video. Alright, we're out here to make the first cast of the day. And I'm going to start with the old Cotton Cordell CC shad. It was supposed to get cooler, and it definitely did. The wind has not calmed down any at all. So, let's see what we can do with this dude. Let's see what we can do with this old Cotton Cordell CC shad. Windy today. But it's been windy. I'm actually probably a little too shallow for this. See, we're catching a lot of vegetation with it first. I didn't know that, especially considering how I've got this rigged. On the plus side, the wind is actually blowing out of the north today, so if I encounter any bad experiences with my boat, I can just let the current push me back down. Catching all kinds of snaggalicious grass there. I just kind of want to let the current blow me where it wants to blow me. Again, this is probably risky through here, especially considering that I've got it weighted so it sinks a little bit. We're going to see just exactly what the water temperature is when that thermometer finalizes out. I don't know if it's going to be colder or warmer. But it's already noticeably much more chillier out here today. That'll be good. I just wanted to give myself enough breathing room where I could work this little crankbait, or little jerkbait rather, little cotton cordell redfin shad, I think is what it's called. And I'm not cranking it down at all. It's a slow sink right now. Golly, there's a lot of vegetation through here. And I'm hitting all of it. I am hitting all of it. That's a good fish. That's a real good fish. Oh, that's a real good fish. Come here, you. That's a real good fish. And he T-boned it too. Come here, you. All right. The cotton cordell jerkbait. Doing work. Doing work. I didn't know if you was a hydrilla or you was a fish. Turned out you was a really good fish. That's a 2+ pounder. Get the hook away from my hand. Let me go ahead and get you in here. Yep, I knew where they would be setting up, and I knew how they would be setting up. This is how I was covering water to begin with. And you are a nice little fish. Hang on, let me get... You know, I'll be honest, I've had this bait for years and years and years. I've had this cotton cordell little shad. Look at that. That's a beautiful fish. That is a beautiful long fish. We're going to say right at 2 pounds. Right at 2 pounds. That's a beautiful, beautiful fish. Look at that. Gorgeous, gorgeous bass on that cotton cordell jerkbait. Beautiful. All right. Thank you very much. There he goes. All right. Let's do that again. All right. We're out here still at our first location. And I was absolutely right. I was absolutely right. We've not been here but a few minutes and already catching nice fish. Already caught a 2 pounder on that little cotton cordell. That lure is just a great little jerkbait. And I'll be honest, I've had that thing for years and I've never changed the hooks on it. It still has exactly the same hooks as the day that I bought it. I paid like $2 for the thing at Walmart, and it's been, I don't know, quite a few years ago. I've caught so many fish with that thing. I've caught a lot of fish with that little old jerkbait. You know, I mean, if changing your hooks is your thing, if that's what you like to do, and I always get the same thing, you know, oh, lowbrow, one of these days you're going to regret not changing those hooks. It's going to bend out on a fish, or you're not going to have a sharp enough hook to get the thing that you want, the bite that you want. And I'll be honest, none of those things are even remotely tied to the hook. Now, if you want to think that they are, that's fine. Changing your hooks out that don't need to be changed out, that's just kind of silly in my book. You're going to pay extra money for, you know, going to spend $10 for a pack of 3 hooks that's got names like Berkeley Fusion or Gamakatsu or Hayabusa on the label, and you're not going to catch any more fish. You're still going to lose the same ones because you're not fixing the core problem, and that is your hook sets. You got to fish the hook finish. You have to fix. You have to fix the hook set. The hook set is the main part of that equation. If you're not letting that fish eat the bait, then it doesn't matter what kind of hook you have on there. It does not matter what kind of hook you have on there if you're not letting that bass eat the bait. That bass is just going to get off more often than not. I found that being more patient with my hook sets is much, much more effective as far as my hookup ratio. And especially when those bass get nice and finicky like they are right now, I'm telling you what, having a patient hand when it comes to those hook sets, waiting till you feel that bass really connect. That's the big key. And just driving down through here, just working down, you can see there's the bank right there. I'm maybe 100 feet from the bank. It looks so much further because that I have fish eye on this camera lens, so it makes it look like I'm a lot farther away. But you know, like the car mirrors say, right? Objects in the mirror closer than they appear. That's pretty much what that's like. I'm literally maybe 100 feet off of the bank. I could cast that easily. But I already know that the bass are in through here. I know they're in this area. We already know that the jerkbait, that little CC shad, that little redfin shad, is going to be an effective player. We've already put a nice one in the boat. Let's see if we can't keep that trick running. I mean, that water temperature is a lot warmer than I thought it was going to be. So, we've got wind, we've got current, we've got some wave action. But we've also got a lot of anglers out here, as you just saw that boat that just went by me. That is far from the only boat out here, but you know, when the weather's warm and the weather's nice, that's kind of what you can expect out on a lake like this. So, let's see if we can't keep working, put a few more fish in the boat, a few more nice fish in the boat. Alright, we have moved to the other side of the lake. I want this one. I want this one. Let me smell it real quick. Yeah, that's the one I want. Alright, so we'll get this over here, and we're going to start the old video doing that. Get you in the water. Alright. Alright. Now we've got these worms here that I make myself. Just little 5-inch stick baits. And I have them saturated in scent that I let sit for days or weeks or however long that I need them to. They're also infused in the plastisol, but oh yes, they smell very, very strongly of that scent. So I'm going to go ahead and change this Waco rig out. I'll show you how I do that. Go ahead and pull this old one off, which still has quite a bit of scent into it, but I just want something fresh. And this is just a 1/0 EWG little hook here. I don't know what the brand is. I don't remember what the name of the brand is. I don't just stick with one brand. If I see a pack of 1/0 EWGs, that's what I buy. Kind of get it rigged up on there, and I'm going to take got the nail weight still in here, tungsten nail weight. There it is. I'm going to take that tungsten nail weight out, and I'm going to put it in the new worm. Just fold it over like that, right there by the egg sac, and just put that thing in there as straight as you can. Just like that till it's buried. Now you want to make sure your worm is straight. So that's important. Make sure you get your worm text posed straight and proper. You want that thing to be as straight as you can get it, just like that. Alright, we're going to start working it through here. So, just that simple. I do like a scented worm. It's anytime I'm buying a worm, even those cream worms, those little $1.25 a pack worms or flukes or whatever, I always add scent to them and I let them sit. I'll add shad scent, the Yum shad scent. I'll add anise oil or garlic oil, whatever I think I need, and I just let them sit. And I notice it makes a huge difference. So let's go ahead and start working this worm, and I'm telling you, it makes a big difference. Let's see how many bites we can get, because we've been getting bites already all day with doing exactly that. I have a feeling, I mean, the other side of the lake is going to be less windy. It always is when the wind is out of the north, because if that lake, that side of the lake lies east to west. I have to get, yep. Now I can kind of let it dangle a little bit. Ooh, there we go, I got him. That's not a bad one. That's another nice fish, kids. Wow, that's another nice fish. The old cotton cordell shad doing work today. Look at this, another 2-pounder. Another 2-pounder. That is a gorgeous, gorgeous fish right there. We are on them. We've been doing good today, and look at that. T-boned it. Absolutely T-boned it. There we go. Oops. Go ahead and break your rod there, silly. Absolutely gorgeous. Another beautiful fish. I'm going to put this one on the old Instagram. Another nice one. Another gorgeous bass. Another 2-pounder, right at 2 pounds. Beautiful, beautiful. He might be a little north of that, but we're going to be safe and say 2 pounds. Smoking this little jerkbait today. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate that. Appreciate that so much. All right, there you go. And there he goes. All right, let's keep that train rolling. It's the end of another day, and for the most part, it was overcast, it was chilly, it was windy, but that didn't stop us from catching a ton of really nice bass. And we did it with jerkbaits, like this guy right here. This is a KVD 200 in that shad pattern. I used the cheapest jerkbaits that I had for most of the day. I had H2O Express tied on, and I had my favorite, that old cotton cordell redfin shad, which unfortunately I lost. I was fishing down by the boat ramp. I hooked into a really nice fish right there by the boat ramp, and it got me tied up in that pier, and it ended up breaking me off. So, well, while I've had that bait for years, the best part about it is it's only going to cost a couple of dollars to replace it, which I most definitely will. Because over the years that I've had that thing, and I've had it quite a few years, I've caught so many fish with it. So it was bound to happen eventually. It just happened today. But those things are great. There's no need to go out and spend a whole bunch of money. Like I've told people before, what is my incentive for buying expensive jerkbaits like a Megabass Vision 110? Simply because their $26 does not make them any better. At least not in my opinion. You might have a different view of things, but I catch plenty of fish with the jerkbaits that I have. Even those $2 and $3 cheap old cotton cordell jerkbaits. You might even want to use Ozark Trails, whatever. A good old Rebel minnow is a great way to catch fish. Those are just a little bit more pricey though. But even something like an H2O Express, which is $5 or $6, or that KVD 200, which I really like, is not more than $8. Yes, I do have a couple of more expensive jerkbaits. I've got some Berkeley Stunnas, and I've got some 6 cents Provokes, but I don't use them that often. Because, well, first of all, if I lose them, I'm out like $16, $17. And I can catch plenty of fish with these cheaper ones. I was just working through the same water and making several passes. The wind had the current generated, and the phytoplankton and the bass were all in the same area. We had a good bit of activity. I found quite a few fish right there by the boat ramp, and I was able to catch some fish in that area. Like I said, that's where I got broke off by that really nice one. But still, even with that fish being lost, I was able to catch several that were north of 2 pounds on that little cotton cordell. And right after I leave the lake here, you can better believe that I'm headed to Walmart to go ahead and pick up another. So you don't have to spend a whole bunch of money. You can fish what you have. You know, you don't have to be rich to catch fish, because it's always technique over tackle. It matters how you use it. Whether you're in the right spot, whether you've got the right retrieve, the right gear, and you're in tune with what those fish are after in that moment. So once you get those things dialed in, you don't have to have the most expensive lures on the planet. You can catch fish with a lot of different ones, even the cheaper ones. Thanks for watching Lowbrow Fishing. We'll catch you in the next one.